Since 1965, our family has proudly provided physical, occupational, and speech therapy to Dublin, Lawrence County, and surrounding areas. Currently offering physical and occupational therapies, our mission is to work with patients and their families to reach an optimum level of independence. Whether post-sports injury, post-surgery, post-stroke, or just general wear and tear from everyday living, we strive to help you reach your goals and return to what you love doing. Remember, where you go for physical and occupational therapy is your choice. So, when your doctor prescribes it, choose Bass.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and it is that St. Patrick's Festival time, and my, oh my, do we have a treat for you today. We've got the lovely Miss St. Patrick's herself, Riley Branum. How are you?
I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know I like to call you Red, so Red, you look fabulous.
Thank you. And
we've got the president of the Pilot Club, Miss Melissa Stevens. How are you?
I'm good, Pat. How are you?
Doing well. You look lovely and festive.
Thank you. Trying.
I think we're ready for it, right?
We are ready.
And you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you're talking about the Dublin Lawrence County St. Patrick's Festival, there are so many things that have already been planned for you all to enjoy. And what better mascot than this beauty right here? How does it feel for you when they called your name and as that crown was being placed gently upon your head? What were you feeling?
First, I was super shocked. I actually threw my hands over my face.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Demonstration.
I was like this.
Oh my gosh.
And that is probably the worst part of the video because you just like can't see my reaction, but I was truly surprised.
Because you have been a part of pageants for how long?
So my first pageant was actually Miss Emerald City in 7th grade.
Mm-hmm. So how have you been doing through the years? Because you were also Miss East Lawrence, right?
Yes, so this my 8th grade I won Miss East Lawrence, and then I kind of took a break. Miss St. Patrick's last year was my first pageant back from my break.
Right.
And then this year I've done multiple pageants, kind of getting me ready for this St. Patrick's.
And here you are.
Yes.
Melissa, I mean, the Pilot Club, you all are such a fabric of Dublin Lawrence County. And when you're talking about the St. Patrick's Festival, and here it is right here, talk to us about the Pilot Club and tell us about the things that you already are doing in the community, and let's talk about Miss St. Patrick.
Okay, so the Pilot Club actually works with the St. Patrick's Committee to choose a queen to represent Dublin.
Right.
There are lots of activities that Riley will get to participate in, and I will be participating with her in some of them. I'm very excited about going around with Riley and watching her have a lot of fun. The Pilot Club loves doing the Miss St. Patrick's pageant every year. It's something we look forward to. It is a lot of work.
Yeah. But
we have a great group of ladies, and I thank them all. We're wonderful. For
sure. Now, this time you had, what, 6 contestants?
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, what's beautiful is to see these young ladies, just how active they are within our communities, within our school districts, and then when they are able to be crowned and hold this title, just to see that community work that they do, it is absolutely awe-inspiring. So now, Riley, a queen, or should I say queen here? When you're talking about the duties that you have to, you know, take care of.
Yes.
How do you feel about all that? Because you're already like in the community. You're already quite outgoing.
Yes, ma'am. When I think about the duties, you know, it doesn't really stress me out because I am so excited to be queen. You know, I've wanted this moment for a long time, so I've mentally prepared myself for everything that takes place.
And when we're talking about everything that takes place, there's quite a bit of things. Now, you've got something coming up. You've already done something already.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We went Sunday night and painted the streets, the Shamrocks downtown, with the St. Patrick's Committee, and that was a great time. There was, I can't even count the number of people that came and painted the streets. And the the fire department blocked off the streets for us and kept us safe. My family came. They love Riley. she's just a great girl, and I know we're going to have a great time with her for everything.
And when you think about the St. Patrick Festival, I mean, you've got the community. This is that opportunity. Everyone gets together. I mean, if you're not Irish, you're going to be Irish
Yes.
For about a month and a half. And so those activities, how was it for you?
It was really fun. I've never painted the shamrocks before on the road. I've seen former queens do it, so I was really, truly excited to be able to paint them. It was not what I imagined. I thought you really just like put a stencil on the road and had to like freehand it. So I was glad that was not the case, because my shamrock probably wouldn't have turned out the best, but it was a lot of fun.
And so what's coming up next? What's coming up in the next week or so?
Well, Thursday night is the Littlest Leprechaun contest at Dublin Theater. And then Friday night, of course, the weather. We're hoping that it's going to be pretty. And that will be the pig in the park.
Right.
And then Saturday is packed full. She starts with the dog costume, and then Baby Erin Gobra and Miss Emerald City. Like, she is going to have a packed month.
Let me tell you something, Queen Riley. When you think about the activities, oh, honey, it looks like a lot on paper. But it's even more when you're actually involved in those things here. And so you're really going to have to pace yourself, darling.
Yes.
And you've got to, I don't know if you're going to glue that smile on, but, having had the opportunities to interact with other queens throughout the years and just to see, for one, the stamina it's going to require, because, honey, you're going to be shaking hands and kissing babies for quite some time. But, it's like we look at you in awe. And that is a very prestigious position to be in. And there's a lot of young girls who are looking up to you.
Yes.
Miss Stevens, when you think about what a Miss St. Patrick's young lady, what that should entail and the spirit about herself, what would you say?
Well, and something that Riley has already shown. Of course, the Queen has several events that are required and that, we want her to attend, and that the St. Patrick's Committee wants her to attend. But this past week, like, her first duty that she took it upon herself to add to her other duties was to read to children at East Lawrence.
That's right.
And I love that, because I think that the Queen should be involved and want to add more and not just be limited to what we want her to do.
Right, and being proactive. I was there when I said, look at this right here. I was there seeing, I was shocked. I wasn't expecting you. I'm like, hey, this is not on my calendar. But just to see you do that was such a beautiful thing. What do you want other young girls to know about you? Because there's so many that aspire to be in the position that you're in. And, you are certainly a mentor and a leader to many. So to whom much is given, much truly is required. What do you want those young girls to know?
I want those young girls to know that anything they put their minds to, they can do. I have not always had it handed to me. So it is important that you have to work hard for what you want. But to those young girls wanting to compete in the pageant or to look up to my reign, just know that it's not always easy, but anything you put your mind to, you can do it.
Very good. Now, you're a great speaker now, so tell us a little bit, let you all know she is a student at East Lawrence High School, part of the Lawrence County School District, and we're so proud of that. And so tell us the things that you're already involved in, because you're going to have to really be able to balance things.
So at school, I am involved in multiple clubs: Just Keep Living, Interact, Spanish Honor Society, FCA, and Beta.
Oh my gosh. Are you working?
Yes, I am working part-time at the Exchange downtown.
I love that. And so you've got Melissa here. Melissa, you're going to have to keep her together. Now, what things do you all make sure your relationship has already become beautiful?
Yes.
I mean, you didn't know her before.
No.
And so what is your job as the president, of course, but also as her escort, making sure that she's where she needs to be and everything is together?
Well, Riley and I talk daily.
Okay.
And it's where we, like, before you came today, we were looking at a list and we were talking about attire and what time, and if I would be there or if another pilot member would be there if I couldn't make every function.
Right.
So there's a lot of communication, and I look at her as, I have 3 biological children, but she is another one of my children. I claim a lot of girls as mine, and she is already up there with mine.
I love that. And full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, is when she won, this is the first thing I'm thinking. I'm like, Lord, we hope Riley's got to get all these outfits together. Did I not say
yes?
I said, we got to get those outfits together. And when I think of that, because in your position, you are so visible. Mm-hmm. You're so visible, and a lot of times people will just judge you just because you're a pretty face.
Yes.
But what we want them to know, we want you all to know that she's more than just a pretty face. Her roots are deep, and the fact that you are beautiful from the inside out, that makes it even more special, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right, Melissa, what are the things that are taking place here during the festival?
So next weekend is the Balloon Festival, and again, we hope that the weather is pretty, and that Riley will get to go up in a balloon.
Oh my gosh!
And then the parade, of course, the parade. She'll be paraded all around. We also have the first and second runner-up will be with her there.
Love that. What are their names?
Allie Grace Johnson.
Where does she attend school?
East Lawrence.
Very good.
And Ellie Locke. Who attends
Lawrence?
West Lawrence.
Very good, very good.
So,
and so there's so many great things. Now, Riley, were you attending things like this during the St. Patrick's Festival through the years already, or some of these things are new for you?
Yes, so since I've really grown up, I've always been in the parade. But, you know, recently, being that I am older, my mom takes me to the arts and craft festivals and Pig in the Park and, you know, the pageants and all that fun stuff.
Honey, I tell you, us Lawrence County School District folks, we're going to be little leprechauns for quite some time here. But, you know, the beautiful thing about it, you've got the joint civic luncheon. So that's something that's very big and very important for us. And so having that is special. We got the Chamber Irish Breakfast. Being a part of the board of the Chamber, I mean, that's a special event for us. And so, you know, it's going to be nice to just see you all around. Now, Melissa, for you, let us know for these young ladies, because you always want to generate getting more girls involved so that you can have more participants.
Yes, absolutely. Riley and I have already talked about starting in January of next year, trying to encourage girls to find out more about the Miss St. Patrick's pageant if you do not know about it.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. Yes, it is a lot of work for the Queen, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I really hope that our attendance builds back up for the pageant.
For sure. We're going to take a commercial break, babe, and we'll be right back, okay? Thank you.
Hi, it's Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction, reminding you to get out and enjoy all the St. Patrick's festivities here in Dublin, Georgia. And on behalf of everybody at A+ Flooring and Construction, we hope you enjoy your St. Patrick's Day.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson, and we've been baking here at Williamson's Bakery since 1927. In 1965, my grandfather, Merle Williamson, hung our name on this bakery. Ever since then, people have been stopping in for the Williamson's tradition. We invite you to do the same here at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or catch us on Facebook, or just come get you some.
Hey Dublin, Lawrence County, thanks for 25 great years here at Mellinmore. Packing and shipping, of course, is what we do, but if you need that passport photo, we're here for that too. We're here Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30. We're here to help you here at St. Patrick's or anytime during the year. Look forward to seeing you here. Come see your friends here at Mellinmore. And on behalf of everybody here at Mellinmore, thanks for 25 great years. We look forward to seeing you soon.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, having a wonderful conversation with Miss St. Patrick's Riley Branum and President of the Pilot Club, Melissa Stevens. So listen, girls, let's go back a little bit about history-wise. When you're talking about the impact that the Pilot Club and special members have had throughout the years with the Miss St. Patrick's and the St. Patrick's Festival, let's get into that, Melissa.
Well, for years, Miss Lucy Skinner went around and did everything with the Queen.
Yeah.
Like, the whole club knew that was what she was going to do. The Queen knew she was going to do it.
Right.
She was wonderful.
They looked forward to it.
They did. She was great. She loved it. The Queens loved it. Of course, all the members loved it because we knew who was going to handle it, you know. So it's really hard. We miss her because now we're each trying to, everybody's life is so busy, and everybody has things to do. I'm trying to go to as many as I can with Riley, and luckily, like I said, my family, we all love Riley in a short period of time, so it's not a problem. We all want to be there with her.
For sure. Let me say this about Lulu. She was amazing. You know, I remember going to her house when I was a teenager. I graduated with her daughter from high school, and she was so heavy into the St. Patrick's Festival, honey. I mean, she was like a machine. And the way she ran things and just her love for it. And I remember interviewing her years back, and she talked about it. She talked about how much she loved it. And so when she passed away, we wore green. I mean, we talked about that. So it was her, I mean, it was embedded within her. And so now here you all, you're carrying the torch.
We are trying our best.
You're carrying the torch. Thank you, Miss Lulu. And so for the Pilot Club, I mean, it entails a lot of different things. Talk to us about just the process, because what we saw was this beauty on stage receiving the crown. But there's so much more.
There's a lot more involved.
Okay, let's go.
Of course, the pageants have to go through the application process, which is really not a whole lot.
Okay.
They have to get their attire, which is a main part.
How many outfits?
Well, there's interview.
Right.
Business, casual, formal. I had like almost 5 different outfits.
And then once she won,
I've
she
got
had
so many.
She had to buy all this green, you know. So
Right.
a lot of
Yes.
attire.
And so, you know, before that, how did you all get the girls prepared?
Brittany Faircloth from West Lawrence High School choreographed a dance. And so I think the first night that y'all met Brittany was that Wednesday.
Yes, it was.
The Wednesday prior to the pageant. Brittany had sent them a video
Okay.
of the dance so they could be practicing. But then Wednesday we met at Dublin High School's auditorium where the pageant was held. And they got to practice. Brittany went over it. They went over it several times.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. I went. It was not required that I went, that I go, but I went and I had a blast. I just loved being with all of them.
So first of all, now you girls, are you dancers already?
So I danced when I was younger. I did do competition dance.
Right.
But when you have hair and pageant makeup on, it is a little bit harder to dance. Because you have to not let your hair and makeup get messed up. So you got to keep that in mind.
Oh my gosh, dancing and staying beautiful.
Yes.
And we're so appreciative of Brittany and the time that she pours into young ladies. Okay, getting them ready for the interview.
Yes.
How was that?
There's really nothing that I could tell them Wednesday other than be yourself, relax, and have fun.
Yes.
Is that easier said than done, Riley? I mean, be yourself,
Yeah.
relax, have fun. Then the lights,
Yeah.
then the people, then the judges. They're
Yeah. Interview for me was probably the hardest part of the pageant. I mean, I'm okay with speaking to people. Of course, I do it every single day.
Right.
But knowing that you're being judged on what you say,
Oh
you know,
my
and how you
gosh.
present yourself,
Right.
that was probably the hardest part. So for myself, I just kind of remember that the judges are not against you; they're
right.
for you.
Right. Now, did you have a list of kind of potential questions, or you were just watching all kind of current events, reading the newspaper, doing everything, trying to get ready?
So I actually made myself a notebook, and I had multiple questions in the notebook, and I would go through them every night and answer them to the best of my abilities. And I got asked absolutely none of the questions that I
Nice.
practiced. Of course, you know, you never do.
Right.
You ask the questions that you practice.
Oh my gosh.
But it helped me be able to speak a little bit more clearly
Right.
and calmly.
So what was your question? What was your interview question?
Well, I had a lot of them.
Oh.
But I think the one I remember most is they asked me if I could relive any memory, what would it be? And I said feeding ducks with my grandmother. I never practiced that question, but it came so easy.
How natural that is, and how heartfelt. Is your grandmother still around?
She is not. She's
Oh,
my
my.
great-great-grandmother, and we used to go to Fairview Park, and, you know, they had ducks. So when we were there, we would feed them. And, you know, she just kind of, I was always her beauty queen.
Right.
And so winning the pageant meant a lot to me, you know, just to
Yes.
have her in my mind.
What was her name?
Her name, I called her Granny Wilkins.
Granny Wilkins.
So-
and that's for her.
Yes, Granny Wilkins.
And so you have all the questions that they have ready for the interviews and the dance, okay?
Yes.
And these different outfits. So did they have to, what about introductions of themselves? Did they have to speak outside of that?
They do.
Oh.
Yes.
On the stage, they have to introduce themselves.
Mm.
And that's another outfit.
I'm I'm loving this right here. So how long is the introduction?
I would say about 30 seconds, maybe like 45 when you're walking on stage, speaking, and then walking off.
Okay, now do you remember yours?
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right.
Ready and action.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished judges. I am so excited to be here tonight with my favorite group of girls as we kick off the first St. Patrick's event of the year. One piece of advice my mother has always told me is to work hard for your dreams. It has always been a dream of mine to be here tonight competing on this stage. Proudly sponsored by The Exchange, I am your lucky contestant, number 1, Riley Bailey Branum.
Oh my gosh. Well, they do it like this.
She did a fantastic job.
That is awesome. Because it is easier to say something that you've got to do other than when you're on stage.
Yes.
When you're on stage and those lights, could you see people in the audience? Could you see faces, or was it too bright?
Well, my vision's not that good, so I can't see that far, but I can see the judges.
And so it's a whole different ball game.
It is.
And so how do you calm yourself? How do you get centered?
So right before I walk on stage, or even on stage answering questions, I take a deep breath, I say a little prayer before I go, and I just let it be.
Father God, if it be thine will, get me through this, Lord.
That's exactly what I say.
And so tell me about the relationships, the team building with the young ladies.
So,
It was so obvious.
Yes.
I just have to say that.
Go ahead.
Yes.
It was very obvious the way they all clicked, and Riley was very good at lifting the other ones up. She was very good. She was good at lifting me up. Because I was very nervous about being on the stage. And she said, Miss Melissa, you've got this. As I'm going backstage to check on them, that's what she's saying to me.
Wow. Look at Miss Melissa, you've been handling people's money for 30 years. And here it is, you're getting a pep talk to get up on that stage, honey.
I know. And it was great.
It was
I needed
great.
it. I
now,
did.
tell us, you all had a tea? You went to a tea as well?
Yes.
Yes.
So that was a part of the interview. And I think they say tea just to keep us a little bit more calm. You know,
Right.
we have refreshments and snacks. And I didn't eat until after the interview because, you know, you're a ball of nerves before the
Right.
interview. After the interview, you're like, well, everybody good. Guess I can have a brownie now and a water.
I love that. And so there's a group of ladies and people getting you ready, the festival committee, the pilot club. So you've got a team really fighting for each and every one of you.
Yes.
Was your experience everything that you thought it would be?
It was. You know, I did the pageant last year, and, you know, it was perfect. I have watched the videos and attended the pageant for a very long time, so my experience was great. But I think this year, it kind of meant a lot more to me because of the people I was with. You know, we had already known each other from last year, so experiencing another year with them, you know, just made my heart a little bit more happy.
And so, in looking back, an after-action review, in what ways did you have to change or tweak a little bit in order for you to get to this spot right here?
So, last year, my walk was not the best. I will say, I practiced the moment I left there that year. Up until now, I even have videos of me practicing in my living room.
I knew I seen you walk funny down the hallways.
I really would. In teachers' classrooms, Miss Strickland's classroom, if I had a moment, I would be walking my walk before the pageant. So that was just the main one. An interview. I know I probably didn't do my best in last year's interview, but I was also extremely nervous and, you know, new to the Miss St. Patrick's pageant. But after going home and reviewing and preparing, I was more ready for this one.
Oh my God. You know, Riley, as I listen to you, I can hear you, I can hear the growth. I remember when you were younger and I would interview you. I didn't know your name. I'd go, hey, Red. Hey, Red. And then, you know, I keep having to ask you what grade you're in. Because I used to always think that you were in a higher grade than what you were in. And I'm like, Red, what grade are you in? I think then you might have been in middle school. But just to see how you've blossomed. And I think that with you wearing this crown, I think that you're really taking it in. You're taking it in to be able to be the best Miss St. Patrick's you can be from the inside out. And I think that the people out there of Double Lawrence County, I think that you're witnessing that just by having the opportunity to meet her through this interview and just to feel her heart, to see her heart, and that she's more than just a pretty face. Is that
Definitely.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
What else, Miss Melissa, do you want to make sure that you want to share anything about the Pilot Club, about this whole process? or about this young lady here?
Well, I would first like to thank Mary Ann Tyre for allowing us to have the tea at her home.
Oh, nice.
It was fantastic. She's a wonderful hostess. She's done it for a couple of years now. It's in town, it's local, all the girls can come. As far as the girls, all of them hold a special place in my heart. Riley, of course, because I'm spending so much more time with her.
Correct.
You know, she's a fantastic queen. The judges could not have picked a better queen. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time with the judges. After the tea, they all had to go and get ready at the auditorium, and so we took the judges to eat supper.
Right.
And they were all mentioned in different places in Dublin, like the house where the big old oak tree is, and this and that. And we had a few minutes to kill, you know. And so I said, well, let's just go by there. I was driving them.
Look at
They
you.
got a tour of Dublin.
You took the judges on a field trip.
I did, and it was so much fun. I mean, to interact, not just only with them, but the judges. It was all around a new experience for me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And what's beautiful about this is building these relationships, seeing how the community comes together. Ms. Tyre opening up her home, and so many people volunteering their time and their services to be able to not only support the festival, but support these young ladies who are taking part in it. And you know, you talked about you girls like just really connecting and being a sisterhood.
Yes.
What do you want to say to those young ladies? Because you got your court, and then you've got the other young ladies. So what would you like to say to them?
To those other girls, just know that we will forever have a long-lasting friendship. You know, my best friend, Allie Grace, she competed in the pageant with me both years, and so I'll always have her by my side. But to the other girls, just know you've always got a friendship in me.
I love that. And I want to thank the parents, because when you're talking about when our young people, and I say this all the time, when our young people are active in the community, if they're active in sports or any kind of type of extracurricular activities, they've got to have that investment of the parents and of the family. And so I just want to thank you. We want to thank you all so much for how you invest into these young people, how you encourage them, how you push them for greatness. And so thank you all so much for that. All right, any last words, ladies?
I think I'm good. I think I'm just so excited for this. Thank you, Miss Pat, for coming and interviewing us.
Always a pleasure. Melissa, you're good?
Yes, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for it. Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Patrick's Festival. Wonderful things that are planned already. Make sure that you kind of mark your calendar to see what you can attend and to support. And when you see this beauty, make sure you tell her, hey girl, hey. And she would love to chat with you. So she's representing us, and she's representing us all very well. All right?
Yes.
Thank you all, and happy St. Patrick's.
There's a new place for senior care, a place with 24-hour valet service and a boutique salon, a place with all-day arts and crafts. It even has a day spa, a place that's so much like home because, well, it is home. Home Instead Senior Care, when you need personalized care in the comfort of home.
Hi, this is Meg Greer-Evans with Middle Georgia Estate Planning. I wanted to let everybody know that Warren Greer Law is now Middle Georgia Estate Planning. We wanted to let our clients know exactly what specialized services we can offer. We can help you with the preparation of a will or a trust, power of attorney, or health care directive. We also specialize in elder law and can assist you with guardianships and conservatorships, as well as the issues facing elderly as they go into long-term care, such as Medicaid planning or VA aid and attendance planning. If you have any questions or would like to learn more, give us a call at 478-272-2885.